So, Advanced Fightsouls. These things are pretty cool. Um, they just came out. We still got the event going on. Fight Soul event. I'm going to get to that. Because the deal that's going on right now, I know this isn't going to really help anybody, but if anybody got it, I don't know, Karth in the global Discord, he's convinced me to get up to 15,000 for these books. And the reasoning being, and this is just good knowledge going forward about these books, is in the Southeast Asia server, rest in peace, drop an F in the comments for C, these came out and they were kind of expensive to get, costing around 15,000-20,000 a book, and they didn't give you a free book like in the tutorial. So like when we go in here, you guys will see a little tutorial, and then we get a free book, and so we get a level 1 for free. That's like a free 15,000 diamonds from the developers. Thanks, guys. And then the Orochi blood, which isn't super easy to come by right now. But the nice thing about these fight souls is the stat buff, because this is gonna go up. This doubles every time you rank it up. Each rank, I think, has 5 levels to it, and then after the 5th level, you're going to need another book, if not more than one, to go on to the next level of star. So these things are going to end up being kind of expensive. The only way to get the books is probably through events and spending diamonds to draw the books, and we only have 3 of these guys out right now. And there's going to be much better ones coming in the future, so they might be something that you guys want to save for. I know I'm going to. These things, I have to just chill for a minute here, because these things are like defining of your team. I mean, if you don't get these fight souls over time and stay on a carousel of rotating bosses, while ignoring fight souls and continually getting all these new bosses that come out, unless you're a whale and can afford that, then cool, great, but I don't know too many people that can do it. But if you don't end up sticking with your team somewhat, you're gonna end up left behind by the people who have invested in these fight souls. Reason being, I'll just go through what the fight souls do, and then I'll get back into the team building and everything, because it's kind of 2 parts. This update, it doesn't seem like much, but it's actually really huge. But these are the fight souls from Southeast Asia before the server shut down. So we do have information on, I think, 7 of the 9 fight souls. 2 of them, we have no idea what they do yet. But for the 7 of them, one of them that we don't have is Lich. And as you can see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. There's no real in between. It's pretty basic, but it's just the abilities that they give are somewhat overpowered and will absolutely swing an entire arena match. So anyways, Lich at level 1, when releasing skill, will cast debuff on enemy, and the debuff is all damage reduced by 20%, all damage received increased by 10% for 2 rounds. Then level 2, beginning of the battle, permanent reduce the enemy's total 8% defense, and effect on the front row is increased by 50%. And then it just gets better at 3-star. Beginning of battle, odd number rounds will randomly cast a debuff on one enemy, dizziness, paralysis, freeze, or silence. So that's like round 1, 3, 5. It keeps going. It's permanent, right? At the beginning of battle at 4-star, randomly dispel all buffs from an enemy each round. So if they have anything positive, it's gone. And then at 5-star, releasing an ultimate makes the target enter a curse state. It reduces their crit rate by 100% and block rate by 100% for 2 rounds. When this attack targets more than 2 people, 2 random targets will get this effect, which cannot be dispelled. It's pretty powerful, you know. Lich is pretty good. It's not bad. It's not the best, but it is pretty good. And then over here we have War God, which is... And you don't have to get these things all the way up to 5-star. If you only like the 3-star ability, you can stop, right? But it's going to be expensive just to get to that point, right? So at 1-star, when the battle starts in odd rounds, so 1, 3, 5, inflict War God influence upon a random enemy fighter, and it decreases the character model size, reduces their defense, res rate, and damage by 15% for 1 round. So every other round, this is like a miniature Nightmare Geese debuff, you know, going on a random enemy fighter. And then at 2-star, increase own crit rate 15%, and then 3-star, increase all crit rate to 30%. Oh, sorry, at beginning of battle, all the War God effects are increased to 30%. So up here, this would be 30%, then crit rate is 30%, so it reduces all their stuff by 30% instead of 15%. So 3-star War God is like really good already. And then 4-star, damage of normal attacks and skill attacks are increased by 60% against people under War God. So that's a little random. If it lines up, you know, then it does more damage. But if it, you know, you get that effect on a back row and the front row is still there, it might not. 5-star, from round 3, activate War God Arrival, increase your character model size, increase attack, defense, damage, res rate by 20% for the whole battle, and recover 30% of max HP immediately. The effect won't be triggered if in a transformation or death effect during round 3. So as long as you don't die or you're not transforming, it turns on round 3, and you just permanently get this buff and heal. So yeah, that's like really, really powerful. You know, yeah, that can swing a match right there. That popping off on the right character, combined with the effect of the thing up top, the influence thing, decreasing characters. That's going to be going on too, right? But yeah, Goddess. This is one for female teams, or even if you have a couple of females on your team. Like since they announced Army Leona and Caddy Leona, I mean, if you're running a Nico and a Leona, you know, this actually isn't that bad. You know, to be honest. 1-star, beginning of battle, decrease all enemy male fighters' defense resistance rate by 8%, last all battle. 2-star, when using a skill, if the target is male, 50% chance to reduce 200 rage. 3rd round, 3-star, a random female fighter will get full rage, that's like really nice. 4-star, when deployed, for every female fighter present, all female fighters get a 5% damage increase, max of 20%. And then at 5-star, 3rd round, 2 female fighters will get full rage and also get an increase of 20% attack res rate for 1 round. So like, it's just amazing for female fighters, right? You run a female team, you're gonna need that. Guardian, this is in the game. And then the other one is Storm Soul at the end here that isn't in the game, our version of the game right now, because there's Vengeance, Unyielding, Guardian. Yeah, so it's 7 of them. Storm Soul, this is the craziest one to me. At 1-star, increase own skill chance by 20% and increase skill damage by 25%. 2-star, when the wearer uses a skill, deals Storm Slice effect upon enemy, causing 8% HP per round for the whole battle. This is stackable and can be dispelled, but that's like a pretty heavy bleed. I guess I'm just going to call that a bleed effect, but you know, that's a nice bonus right there. 3-star, wearer gets Frenzy Wind effect after using an alt, 50% chance to get full rage and use your ultimate again at 50% damage. When this triggers, no rage can be gained during a round. So 50% chance for, you know, a half damage extra ultimate, but you get no rage. But let's continue on. 4-star, Storm Slice effect increased to 12%, that's the HP. Normal attacks also deal Storm Slice effect, and it cannot be dispelled. So every attack you do, whether it's just dealing an extra, it's throwing on an extra 12% bleed, or damage over time, whatever, it can be dispelled, but still, it's not a crowd control, so it won't be targeted, right? By the auto clears. And then at 5-star, this is where it gets really good. Frenzy Wind trigger rate increases to 75%, so that's 75% chance after using an ult to get your full rage and ultimate again. And then damage also increased to 75%, and there is no rage recovery penalty at this point. If the target is not killed, reduce up to 2 targets' defense and res rate by 15% for 1 round. So you no longer have that rage penalty that you had at 3-star, and the damage goes up, and the percent of it happening goes up, which 75% is like it's generally going to happen. You know, and this thing isn't, you know, that the one thing I gotta say is this doesn't say like once per match, you know. This is like every ultimate your character that you have this equipped on gets this chance to ultimate more. Just I'm sure you can think of the possibilities. So when I go back in here to the fight souls, I mean, you know, yeah, unyielding's good. You know, restore HP per turn after 40%. This right here at 2-star, increase 5% resistance rate for each round survived, up to 20%. So round 4 you'll have that. You know, if it's on a back row guy, they'll get it. And then at 3-star, the recovery rate goes up, but then it'll also clear debuffs at the start of your turn. Just won't get rid of petrification. 4-star, each round survive, increase 10% ult damage max on. Like that's really crazy, because there's a lot of matches these days that go pretty deep, and this will absolutely be a deciding factor at 4-star. And at 5-star, lower HP proportion, higher damage caused by normal attack skill and alt, max 50%. So that right there, you know, if you get that 4 and 5-star on unyielding, you've got a late game hardcore hero here to just, you know, he's going to really smash somebody, or they are going to really smash somebody, right? And then on top of that, you know, if you want to know what the max buffs are, just multiply this by 5, right? So we get like 15,000 attack, right? And whatever, it's over 100,000 HP. So you know, you get really good stat buffs from it. Vengeance turns right here at 1-star will decrease killer's damage and defense by 50% after death. This is basically something for a character that you know is going to die first. Whatever, you know, character of yours sucks, you can put vengeance on it, and then it'll do stuff based on who killed them, right? So that's the EG debuff right there, but it lasts 2 rounds, can't be dispelled. Nothing can be dispelled from this, because it's based on a character dying, right? You know, and then randomly reduce 2 enemy fighters' rage by 200 after the character dies. After death, restore 20 to 40% of max HP to all allies. Less fighters remaining, the higher the recovery. You know, this kind of sucks. I don't know, the first part's good. Like, it'd be good to unlock this fight soul, like with the event that's going on right now, and then maybe like throw it on somebody so they can EG debuff, because that damage and defense reduced by 50% when they die, that can be good. Even 2-star is alright, I mean, but I wouldn't waste a bunch of diamonds on that one. But Guardian, this thing's really crazy, especially at the 3-star, and 3-star's like pretty good point to get to. It's not too expensive. 1 star at the beginning of battle, reduce all enemy 8% crit rate, double for rear fighters, last 2 rounds. A 2-star in the first 2 rounds when receiving 40% HP and damage in a single hit, damage received capped at 40%, so there's no huge I'm gonna just destroy your life alts. Right here, 3-star, dispels control effects. That's it, just no more control, right? I mean, it just doesn't happen now. And then at 4-star, round 3 onwards, damage received will not exceed 30%, increased block rate, and crit res by 20%. I mean, that's crazy. So as long as your guy lives to round 3, you know, no one can hit your guy for more than 30% damage in a single hit, which just shuts down so many ultimates, like Nightmare Geese. Sorry, but it's only 30% this time. And then at 5-star here, each time you receive a control effect, which will be cancelled because of the 3-star, but each time it happens, restore 8% health. Triggers up to two times per turn. So every turn, you know, if your guy gets like burning or whatever shit put on them, you know, it's just like it's gone. Gonna start restoring some health now. Guardian's actually really good. Like, Unyielding's good. They're not bad. They're really good to get right now. I mean, with what's going on. But I have to emphasize that this is like a turning point in the game with what's going on. A lot of people have been surviving off of getting like the flavor of the month boss and just turning it over. And their team is like a carousel, and I don't know, just don't do that. Find a team, sick with it, S-max them, you know, but these fight souls are gonna cost a lot of diamonds. I mean, I'm gonna get into it right now, but I'm only going up to 15,000, and I think I calculated that out to be, I've already spent 1835 just from normal stuff over the last couple of days, but I think it's like 15 pulls at 880, and I want to get these books because these books, as you'll see, you know, we have to pay diamonds to randomly pull for them, and if I'm lucky, I might get one in this 14,000 diamonds. No more hints. Just let me have it. Yeah, but yeah, I'm getting frags, right? You get frags, but there's some blood. I don't know, I've never done this event before. So there was one. I need to do this like 15 times. Oh, there's an X2, so that's 6. So I can select Vengeance or Guardian. Oh, I can't get Unyielding in this. Oh. Oh, okay. So they don't want anybody jumping out too far ahead. So that's 3. 4. Well, it seems you get a power fragment every time, which is kind of nice. Get a lot of this blood, and then a bunch of these, yeah, I guess awakening gems. They're all the same, just you get random quantities of them. Huh. It's nice you can actually see your diamonds in this mode, unlike some of the other things when you're pulling, they don't show you your diamonds, they're just spend. Extra awakening gems. I'm gonna need those. Am I there yet? No, I don't think I'm there yet. Oh, that's a horrible. I only got this over here. What am I at, 89? Oh, it really doesn't want to give me any more of them. It's just like all of a sudden it's just stopped. Look at that, I got one still. I don't want to overspend here. Oh my god, I still got like 4,000 diamonds to go. No, that's 3,500. Right. So yeah, there I've gotten a full other book, right? So that's interesting. I'm not sure if how much Orochi's blood I would have out of this. I guess I'll find out in a minute. I don't know, I just wanted to check this out. I figured it would be a good time to throw the camera on and just give my 2 cents about what's going on with it. No, I still need one last pull. One last pull. Okay. Yeah. So this event pretty good. Up to 15,000. I have to say. Um, pretty good value because you get these extra books, especially on yielding. The level 2 on yielding seems to be really nice. I would not go all the way up to... Yeah, they don't even give you another unyielding there. Would not suggest going up to 40,000 on this at all. But yeah, I mean, plan accordingly, guys. I mean, these Fight Souls coming up, especially Storm Soul, which I think could be the next Fight Soul released. Double ultimates, but the thing is, to get to 5-star, I mean, you could easily be looking at 100,000 diamonds. Like, yeah, 100,000. Even at these prices, because nobody really knows how many books are going to be needed all the way up to 5-star. It could work like badges and tomes, where it's like 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. That would mean we need 8, and 8 books, even at about 10 to 12,000 per book. It's still a effing ton of diamonds. Like we're in the 100,000 range, at that point already. And then, like I just realized here, I can't even get unyielding books from this draw right now. So you're also going to have to kind of hope that you have the diamonds when the book you want comes around. Because I don't think they specifically mentioned in the event details for this what books were going to be on sale, or if this is going to be the normal thing. Like, if you spend 15,000 diamonds, are you going to get a couple of books every time this event comes around? Because they do have a habit of repeating these events. So is this like going to be a monthly diamond sink to try to get these leveled up, right? I'm not sure what the future exactly holds on those ends, but don't rotate bosses anymore. I mean, these Fight Souls, they might seem insignificant. The system for them might seem a little bland. Like there's not much really going on here, and there's not much to do on these screens. But the thing is that these effects are just ridiculously powerful, and will absolutely swing a match either in your favor or against you. If somebody's a much bigger whale than you, this is where whaling, it'll separate the boys from the men, so to say. I mean, if somebody on your server is running around with a 5-star guardian, good luck to you. because this would just absolutely break a character right now. And they really could get a 5-star Vengeance and a 5-star Guardian if they really tried with their wallet or something. I mean that's scary to think that day one, um, the Mega Whale on a server could be running around with a 5-star Storm Soul, or War Gods, or some female team with the Goddess, or even Lich. I mean, it is a really really good um, fight soul to have, permanently reducing defense and casting debuffs and crap like that. I mean, it doesn't directly do a lot of damage, and it doesn't directly show as a big number, but these things do end up messing with the random number generator that is this game, and it kind of tilts things a little bit more in your favor, having this on your side at a high level rather than just going, nah, that doesn't seem like it'll be very effective, and I'm just gonna keep switching out my bosses because this boss looks like it can solo a team. But from the Mega Void Whale videos, that I'm sure a lot of us have seen, um, those Mega Void Whales probably have the maxed out Advanced Fight Souls on their characters. So I mean, I don't think too many people on my server are going to have them maxed out, so I hope, I wish all of you luck that your guys aren't going to be too maxed out on your servers. But just plan ahead, plan for what souls you want, and wait for those souls to come up, and then dump your diamonds into them to get them up. But definitely always watch for something that seems like it's a good value. Um, like the spend reward, you're gonna get 2 books just from the 15,000, and then from spending that, I mean, you could I could have gone in, and I did earlier. I went in here and I bought the power fragments and stuff because it's a spend event, right? I don't have to just spend it all on the fight soul. Um, but I got two books for free basically, and then another book plus a whole bunch of other stuff that the Orochi's blood and stuff like that. So I mean, for 15,000 diamonds, I got a whole bunch of stuff. Um, so those are good deals to watch out for, but don't get sucked into the trap of feeling like every time these events come around you have to get more books. Don't do it. Save up for the better fight souls that'll probably get released in a few months, but they're definitely coming. They're on their way, so save up for them. Unless you really want unyielding and stuff like that, like I do right now. That's really cool. Level 2 unyielding. Gonna throw that on Geese for sure. Check that out. Plus 20% defense after round 4. Like, what's up? Um, we'll see how he does. But I mean, you know, and if you want to switch your team, right? Like, I'll give you guys an example. I was gonna, have a bunch of different characters that I really liked and everything. But once this system came out, I'm gonna move my 2 karate guys to striker positions, and this Rob's gonna be replaced with Rob, the Rob XI, and this karate is gonna be replaced with the Extreme Ryo that just came out in like China or something. He's not going to be here for like well over a year and like 3-4 months. And then I want to replace Ash with Oswald, because Ash is one of the oldest characters on my team, and I need a better tank. Ash doesn't do a good job as a tank. So like those are the only 3 guys I'm replacing in the next year and a half. The rest is probably all going to go into S-Max weapons and this fight soul system, because for real, if you have a bunch of really high level fight souls on your side, and the other guy doesn't, I can guarantee you the battle will go in your favor. The other thing is boss strikers. It's something to think about. I'm going to turn my karate guys into boss strikers in that year and a half timeline, um, one at a time sort of a thing when it eventually becomes available. Um, but some certain boss strikers have really good abilities that can really synergize with your team and kind of give you the extra couple of buffs that are better than just healing. I mean, I've been running around with Kenso, Athena, and the buff machine Yuri um, for quite a while now, and I mean it's good defensively, but at the same time, um, it doesn't really do all that much for my team than just toss you some extra life here and there. Whereas, having Robert, Mr. Karate as strikers, they give buffs out to the team while they're strikers, as well as being being amazing damage dealers, and then in the future we're going to have it that the strikers can actually join the battlefield, right, at different points in the match when some of your guys go down. So I mean, um, you probably want to look at some of your better API 14 characters. Most of them, pretty much all of the API 14s eventually can get a striker position at some point. So don't think that your old API 14 guys are garbage. You can still bring them back up and use them as strikers eventually in the future. Um, but I mean, just don't keep rotating into these new API 15s because they're all going to look really good, and you just maybe got to pick a couple of them. Um, and don't try to switch out your whole team within a year because it won't work out well for you. Definitely want to invest in these fight souls, um, and this is the price we're probably going to see for them. But definitely watch for the discounts because we got Christmas coming up, and then there's New Year's. We usually get really good events coming around that time, and with these fight souls that just came out, and the way these developers are, they're showing us the poll on Facebook, asking us who we want first. They make it sound like we're getting both versions of Leona. Um, it's actually really interesting. Maybe the developers are feeling a bit of pressure from the release of All Star. A lot of people might be leaving, and so I don't know. They're really coming around. And a side note, I know the developers updated the character cards at some point, but I don't know how new this is. But these character cards are on like a whole nother level right now for some reason. Um, like look at that with Ash. Like that, I don't remember that being so crazy. Like look at that. That's crazy. Oh man. I don't remember that being like that. Um, you should go and check out all your characters. Like look, the gold chain is shining. There's lightning all over his hands. Like it's crazy. These cards did not look like this before. I know they didn't. This is new. I don't know when they threw this in, but it's newer. I don't know. The game just feels like it's actually getting a little bit of love for once. So I mean, don't lose hope yet with this beautiful game we call King of Fighters 98 Resource Manager Online. It is just wonderful, and they're actually doing something good to it for a change, I think. So hopefully this trend continues. There's still a few more systems to come out. I don't think they're going to come at us too quickly, but I just wanted to make this video. I'm sorry it got long, but I mean, this Fight Soul thing it's crazy. But it really focuses on investing in the fighters you have. It's going to pump the crap out of whatever fighter you attach it to, and I mean, once they're done, eventually everybody could be sitting there with 6 advanced fight souls on each character at 5-star, and I mean, at that point, I'm sure you wouldn't even need it at that point with some of the certain fight souls, but I mean, once you hit a certain point, it makes sense to switch out bosses. You know, so some guys are older than others, or some can't carry their weight. So I mean, I'm not saying never switch your characters, but just make sure they're planned moves. You know, you're just not grabbing somebody because they're cool or you're bored or whatever, because it'll just I don't think it'll go well if you want to stay anywhere near competitive in the game, especially in arena. And I mean, hey, what I don't know. I like the competitive part of it, especially because it's another source of income with the diamonds, right? It's all about the free money. But anyways, guys, I've gone on for long enough. I hope you found it informative with the fight souls that are to come. I'm sorry it's in an Excel worksheet spreadsheet thing. Um, Thanks to Karth on Global Discord, he posted that a long time ago, and for answering my 500 questions on this system. But um, you know, cool, man. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.